Hi everyone, my name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States, which is 10 a.m. if you're in Australia or 1 a.m. if you're in the UK. I hope all you guys and girls are really well. Today's the last stream before I go on break for 2 weeks. I'll be back on the 13th of July. So after today, I'm back on the 13th of July. I'm taking 2 weeks off and going to the cabin in the woods, getting away from technology. Smurfberry Barbecue, Morag, Android, Lust, and Euro. All you guys in chat really early. Good to see. Hope you guys are well. Morag was saying he was having some problems with his Autodesk license on the Discord server. Yeah, if it was a license that happened before Autodesk went subscription only, you're going to need the license transfer utility, but you say because you don't have the old PC parts, you can't transfer the license. So yeah, the subscription model is probably the way to go now. Just download Max 2021.1, install that, and yeah, it'll license itself automatically. Morek says, getting it sorted out as we speak. Oh, cool. I'm just getting 2021 now. Well, I do recommend, look, unless there's a reason for you to stay on an older version of Max, it's probably better you upgrade to the new version anyway, because they do improve it. I know we all like to bitch about Autodesk, but they do improve the software year over year. So, and I've had no problems with Max 2021 with the update 1. Prior to the update 1, it was a bit iffy. You guys saw when I was streaming on Twitch that it crashed when we tried to do a Boolean operation. But since I did the update to 2021.1, oh man, it's been pretty stable. I haven't had a problem. And the interface, as Euro was saying in Discord chat, they've updated it, the actual interface itself, like the Quicksilver, I think they call it, or something. I don't know. The actual interface, it's faster. It can handle a lot more polys, so that's all good. Just wondering why my machine is slowing down like this. Why you slow down? Very strange. I do have Max open in the background. QT, Euro, they say that's sorry, QT, my apologies. Literally QT, yes. The new interface is called QT. Just want to know what's going on with my machine here. Seems to be okay. I do have Unreal open in the background and I do have Max open as well. Anyway. Euro says to get the Indie license, it's much cheaper. Yes, the Indie license is Australian dollars, it's 350 Australian dollars. So I think it's about 250 or something American. And that's for a year. Remember too, if you have a student email address or if you're a teacher, you can get it for free for a year. The educational version. Why is my machine slowing down like that? Yeah, you can get the educational version free for a year, but the Indie license is definitely the way to go if you want to pay for it. Or you can rent it month to month as well, of course. So, Mirek said it's just that I had all the macro scripts and all plugins and that kind of it's a pain, isn't it? A major pain. Actually, when I did the update to update 1 of Max 2021.1, there's a plugin that I use. It's a free plugin that's written to grow Ivy. It's not the one that I used to use. Another guy's taken over development of a new version. And it broke with 2020.1, so I can't use that until he updates it. So yeah, it's a pain. I get that. Morek says QT, yes, QT. Euro says, yeah, it works out at about £300, including VAT here. So yeah, I know in Australia it's 350 Australian dollars. That's for a year for the Indie license. And I think it's around 200 or 250 US from memory, which is a substantial saving. So if you can't use the free license, you don't have a student email or anything, then certainly use the Indie license. Kamal's Workshop says, hello, dude. Wish you have a nice stream. Thank you, Kamal. It's good to see you. I hope you're well. We're going to continue working on the House in the Hollow game. We're working on the study for that game. I'm just watching Euro posting in Discord here. And Euro's just posted a link for the indie license of Max, which I'm going to copy into Twitch chat. So there you go. Click that link if you're interested in the indie license of 3D Studio Max. It is a really good saving. It's good that Autodesk do that. Because I remember the days when Max used to cost $6,000 here in this country. So why is my machine slowing down though? What is that? What is causing that? It's Max. Max is fine. Anyway, let's jump straight into Unreal, shall we? So yeah, we're working on the study for the House in the Hollow game. Now you can wishlist the game right now on Steam. Just type !Steam in Twitch chat, or click the graphic in my panels below my stream. Remember too though, if you do miss the live streams, you can catch up at any time by clicking the videos tab on my Twitch channel, because I upload all of my previous streams after the stream is finished. Oh no, Morek just said I only got one response for that. This is in the Twitch, in the Discord. 3ds Max Indie is not available in your region. Oh no, that's a bit of a bummer. Yeah, they are rolling it out to more regions though, so keep an eye, because I did read that Autodesk are planning on rolling it out to more regions. Why is this slowing down like this? I'm just going to open up my task manager and find out what's going on in the background. What is causing that? Okay, it looks like it's... I have an image opened up in the background. I'm going to close that down. I'll show that later. It's just a character for the game. I think it seems to be using a lot of CPU resources for some very strange reason. Microsoft's photo viewer, can you believe that? Is really hammering the CPU. Wow. Microsoft, really? They broke my printer, with the update the other day, or a month or so ago, last month's update, cumulative update, broke my printer. They have released an update since, but you have to download it manually. It's not part of the automatic updates. You've got to go to Microsoft's catalog and download it. So I installed that to get my printing back. But yeah, that slowdown was being caused by Microsoft's photo viewer, of all things. Something that just shows an image and shouldn't be sucking up CPU at all. You're going to get a slap, Microsoft. But yeah, do keep an eye, because I know that Autodesk are rolling out that indie license to a lot more countries. It was restricted to just 3 to begin with. Now, but I did read that they're going to be rolling it out to a lot more. So, Yura says hopefully they keep doing the indie. It's trial at the moment? Yeah, I think they said they are going to keep doing it, and they're going to actually expand it to more countries. So fear not, it will be sticking around, and it's going to be expanded. Euro says they're going to see how it fares. Smokeberry says it's still a subscription. It is still, well, it is. It's you're paying for a year's worth of subscription on the indie license. So if you don't like the subscription model, just think of it like you're paying for a year of use of the software. But I hate the subscription stuff as well. Morag says thanks for all the help, guys. No problem. And the specs on your PC are awesome, Morag. It's a beast, an absolute beast. I think Morag said it's a 3950X, an AMD. Let me just check. Yeah, 3950X and 32 gigs of 3733 RAM with 32 more gigs on the way. Man, I'd like to upgrade. I use 32 gigs at the moment, and I'd like to upgrade to 64 gig. But I was saying to you guys, I bought a kit, a 4 RAM slot kit, because that's the best way to go if you want to get the best performance from your RAM, buy it in a kit. So all of my slots are used. I'd have to take out 2 of the 8 gigs to replace them with 2 16 gigs if I wanted to upgrade. Maybe I will. I'm just waiting a little bit longer. The new Intel CPUs are really, really disappointing. All the AMD stuff is really quite interesting, but the new Intel is pretty disappointing. I only upgraded my machine not that long ago, so I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait. If I do an upgrade next, it'll be the GPU. I tend to do that. I upgrade the GPU a lot more than I upgrade the CPU, because CPUs don't change a huge amount unless you're going for more cores, which is always nice. You got it sorted though, Morix says, which is good. Morix says, still am crying of laughter about this indie license for some reason. I'm like, oh, let's see. Click, not available in your region. Yeah, I know, isn't that annoying? I get that a lot when I want to watch videos from like, I don't know, HBO or something that they put online, and you go to play the video and it says not available in your region because it's an American thing and they don't want anyone from outside of America to watch it. so bugger them. I won't watch it. Hellforge, good morning y'all as well. Good to see you, Hellforge. Hope you're well. Confusion, hello Confusion. It's good to see all you guys in chat so early. Are you here for my last day before I go on break? I'm really well. Yes, no, I'm looking forward to going on my 2 weeks break. So I'll be back on July 13th after today's stream. We'll do our best to finish the study here. It's pretty much finished, to be honest with you. There's not a lot left to do. And yep, when we come back, we'll start on a new room in the building. Morag says, yep, 3950X on a X570 GB Aorus Elite and 32 gigs of Kingston HyperX 3733 RAM. That is sweet. Really sweet. That 3950X must have cost you a bit. It's a bit XY. I mean, it's not compared to Intel, but you know, it still is an XY CPU. XY, by XY I mean costly. Morix says, sadly, no NVMe. Oh, look, I can really recommend NVMe. Since I've had mine installed in the machine, it's just been amazing. You know, amazing. Compared to a SATA SSD, it's definitely the way to go. So I would keep an eye out. My next upgrade for you would be an NVMe. I would recommend. But I understand you've just spent a heap of money on your machine, so... And remember too, the new GPUs are coming out. Well, they're due. The rumour is that they're going to come out at around September from NVIDIA and from AMD. So that should be interesting to see what they produce and how much it costs and all that sort of jazz. Was it you, Euro, that mentioned how much the PlayStation... No, it wasn't you, it was somebody else. But they were talking about how much the PlayStation 5 is going to be. And they said it was $499 USD, I think. Yeah. It was... Juzan. So the PS5 is $499 USD, and talking about a digital one for $399. So let's see what NVIDIA and AMD come up with as far as GPUs go, because that's not bad for the power of the PS5, and I'm assuming the Xbox One X will be about the same price. So the AMD and NVIDIA really need to price their graphics cards to be competitive. Otherwise, people will just buy a console, unfortunately. I mean, you know, we're PC master race and death to console, but yeah, that's the way people think. Most general gamers, kids, that's sort of like what they, or parents, I should say, that buy the consoles for kids, will see better value in a games console than a graphics card if NVIDIA and AMD price their stuff too high. Android Lust says, Morag's PC sounds like my current dream rig. It sounds sweet, doesn't it? Morag says, but soon. Android Lust says, hi to Hellforging Confusion. Yes, no, you'll get there. And like I say to you guys, if you're really short on cash and you want a good boost for your computer, the best bang for your buck, an SSD to speed it up, because it's just amazing how much faster a PC feels on an SSD as opposed to a hard drive. We're talking for your operating system. You can still install your games on a hard drive. I actually do have an SSD for some of my games, but most of them go on the hard drive. And a graphics card. They tend to give you the best bang for your buck. That and the fact CPUs, like I said, don't change a lot over year on year. So yeah, you can generally afford to wait on the CPU and upgrade the GPU. Morag says, I literally worked my ass off at 2 jobs for 2 to 3 months. There you go. just so I could afford this. Healthboard says, remember to save. We haven't done any work yet, so I will remember to save. Thank you for the reminder, Healthboard. Morex says, be right back. Max 2021 installer wants me to restart the PC. Euro says, yeah, NVMe is good. I need another one. I do too. I've got a slot on my motherboard for two of them. I'm only using one of them at the moment. Yeah, so I'd like another one as well. You're back. Good, Morik. Android Lust says, $4.99 USD isn't that bad. I believe the PS3 cost more at release. Yeah, I think so too. So you're probably going to be looking at the Xbox One X being around the same price. But $4.99 USD is going to make the console in Australia here about, what would that work out? They're probably going to retail it at either $6.99 or $7.99 because generally it's almost double what you guys pay in the US, what we pay in Australia. And if you're going to spend $700 to $800 if you're in Australia, my recommendation would be to buy a PC or buy a graphics card for your current PC. That's just you're going to get better value and better use out of it in the long run. That and the fact that console games are also more expensive to buy, so you have to sort of factor that in. You might buy the console cheaper, but you're going to pay more for buying your games. And it's not going to be as good as a mid-spec PC anyway, because Nvidia and AMD will release graphics cards soon that will beat the console, so it's just the way it always goes. That's why we love PCs. Android Morex says PS5 looks like a beast. I have watched some Last of Us 2. I have too. I've been watching a bit of a playthrough, a let's play of Last of Us 2. Because I love the first one. Naughty Dog make the best environments I've ever seen in my life. They're just, their artists, their environment artists are incredibly talented. Having said that, the playthrough I'm watching, because it's on the current gen console, the PS4, I've been a little disappointed in the graphics. I mean, not saying they're bad, they're still beautiful. They just seem a little still, just something about them doesn't wow me like the first Last of Us did. And actually, on Metacritic, The Last of Us has been being Metacritic bombed by people, negatively bombed, saying how much they don't like it because of what I think happens in the game. But anyway, that's what people are like. From what I've seen so far, it seems like a pretty solid game. Just not as pretty as I thought it would be. But I'm sure when they release it on the PS5, it's going to look amazing. Morik says, I really want to play. Yeah, I do too. But I'm not going to buy a console to play it. Yura says, more cores, yo. Yeah, so more cores. We want more cores and more polys. All the polys and all the cores. I should make a t-shirt. All the polys and all the cores. Android Lust says, more cores is the idea, Euro. $4.99 plus $60 a year for online if you have to pay for online play. Morik says, I just wish there could be a PC port for the Guardian too. I wish they would. Sony would have thrown bagfuls of money at Naughty Dog to make sure it stays exclusive to the PlayStation. Which is fair enough. I mean, I don't like exclusives on any platform, whether it's PC, Xbox or PlayStation. They're bad. But, you know, these developers get thrown a lot of money by these big companies, and that's the way it goes. Morik says, both games. Android Lust says, I thought it's on the PC. I don't think it is. Only on the PlayStation, yeah. Kamal's Workshop says, where are you from? I am from Australia, Kamal. So I live in Melbourne, Australia. So right down the bottom end of Australia. Where are you from, Kamal? Morik says, wait, actually there will be a PC release, will there? Well, that'd be sweet if there's going to be a PC release. I'm all up for that. I'll be buying that game. Did you guys hear that Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed? They've deleted again. So not September now. I think it's in November, which is a bit of a bummer because I'm looking forward to playing that game. Andrew Loss says, I was about to say, I read somewhere it would be on PC. I was about to be pissed because I want to buy it. Well, if it's going to come out on the PC, then I'm definitely going to buy it, particularly if they're going to have ray tracing. For sure. Morik says, nope, I got misinformed. No! Look, I'd be surprised if it came out on PC. I would. It's always been exclusive to the PlayStation. It sells a lot of consoles for Sony. It would have surprised me if they released it on the PC. Kamal says your stream's late for me because I'm from Australia, so it's mid-morning here for me. But I stream for US viewers, and in their time zone, it's like early evening sort of thing, depending on where you are in the States, from east to west. That's probably why I don't get a lot of Australians watching my stream, because I stream in the middle of the morning here in Australia, whereas most people watch Twitch in the evening and at night. But I tailor my streams for my US viewers, because US is the centre of the world. Smurfery says, the delay just gives me more time to build a new PC. That's true. That's a positive way to think about it, Smurf. Morik says, well, we can only hope. Euro says, yeah, they're delaying for polish. At least they're honest. I wonder whether they're delaying because it's going to be closer to the console releases. This is just, the businessman in me, but I would have thought that they probably would have pushed the delay back so that perhaps they could release on consoles around the same time, next-gen consoles. I could be wrong. I don't know what CD Projekt Red are doing, but yeah, my guess would be it's for the console release as well. Which is fair enough. Whether it's probably both. Maybe it's polish and so they're closer to the console release date. More polish is always good, because too many games companies are forced to release their stuff too early, and it's usually broken, and you've got to wait, 3 to 6 months for patches to come to get the game into a proper playable state. That's never good or fun. Android Lost says, I'm cool with the delay. Yeah, most people are. Android Lost says, USA #1. That's right. America. I'm happy with... Anytime any game studio wants to delay, I think it's a good thing, because they want to get the game as good as they possibly can before they give it to the public to play. Like I said, Bethesda, a lot of companies push out games too soon and they're broken. So, Kamal says 3:25. Oh, wow, that is so early in the morning, dude. Yeah, I know it's a bummer. Like I said, it's probably bad for me as an Australian if I want Australians to watch me, because it's too early in the morning for Australians to be watching during the day. And I know it's really late for Europe and places around the world. But yeah, I stream on US time. Euro says, no, they said all the assets art is done. The game just needs more polish. Yes, the fire is burning. I brought the particle effect in for the fireplace. So we have our fire going. There's, I don't know if you can see it on the stream. There's like a distortion effect happening as well around the outside of the fire. So, anytime there's heat in front of something, like if you look at a road on a hot day, you see that heat distortion. So that's actually going on here on the fireplace as well as a little bit of smoke occasionally popping up. Kamal says to Euro, he may discover new words from Kura. I don't understand, Kamal. Smurfberry says, me lucky fire. Okay. So, yeah, we've pretty much done a lot of the study. There's just a few bits and pieces that I need to do. So, number one, first things first. I've noticed with this box up here, while the box looks really cool on the fireplace, when the player walks up to it and opens the box, they're not going to be able to see what's inside of it. It's too high on the mantle. So the box is going to have to be moved from the mantle onto the desk, I think. Because there's no point in having a box that people can open if they can't see inside. So let's do that first. We're going to move the box onto the desk. It'll give us a better chance to see the lid and stuff, because we have all of this writing, these symbols, these occult symbols on the top. So it'll be much more noticeable. A better position for it is on the desk, really. I don't know what I was thinking. Why didn't you guys tell me I was wrong when I put it on the fireplace? Now that I might scale it back a little bit now that it's actually on the on the desk. It might be a little bit big. Let me just have a look here. Andrew Loss says the player could be 8 feet tall. They could be, but then they wouldn't fit through the door. Well, the doors are pretty high, I guess, but yeah, I think we'll scale the box back just a little bit. I think it's just a little bit big. No, back, I said. I'm just going to have to scale the lid to match this, because it didn't scale uniformly, so we're just going to bring the lid in a little bit. There we go. I'm just wondering if it's still too big. Maybe a little bit, still might be a little bit big. Yeah, that's probably better. Now let's scale the lid in. We might just maybe move it forward a little bit more. And I am going to move it over toward the edge of the desk here, and I'm going to move my candle. This way the player can actually open the box from here or from here. They can actually open it from the back as well, but they wouldn't see what's inside of it. So move you over just a touch more. Make sure you're sitting down on the desk. And I might just move it back just a touch. And then we can move the candle over here. What I think I'll do is I'll move this over a little bit. That should be good. Euro says, I've been sitting funny for the past 30 minutes. My foot's gone to sleep. How to go make a copy with that sleeping foot? I know, isn't it annoying? Having trying to work with a foot that's fallen asleep. I know. But hey, anything for that copy. You put up with the pain and the discomfort to get that copy. At least I would. All right. So now that we've got the box here on the table, we need something for the mantle. Now, you know how we created the gramophone? Just let me open it up. It'll probably open on my second screen. I'll pull it in a minute when it opens. There we go. We created the gramophone, and my intention was always for it to go inside of the study. Android Lost says, you need a USB copy maker. Euro says, heck no, I like my copy breaks, get up and move around. Yeah, it's important to get up from if you sit at a desk all day long, it is important to stand up and get the circulation flowing a bit, for sure. Yeah, we created this for the study. It was always my intention to put it in the study. Unfortunately, we just do not have the room. I was going to place another table in here, like here, but we're going to run out of room really quickly unless the table is really narrow for the player to be able to move around, because this room is just not that big. So what I'm thinking now is we're going to put the gramophone in the sitting room, which is the room directly opposite this across the hall outside through there. We'll place the gramophone in that room, which still makes sense. It's a sitting room. It's where they used to gather to sit down and read and listen to music, so that's fair enough. And we'll have the asset ready for when we move to the sitting room, but we need something for the mantle. So we do have a radio, and I thought the mantle might be a good place for the radio, this antique radio. So let's bring that in and have a look. Scale it up. So normally I'd place this in the middle, but with the deer head above it, that's just way too heavy and looks really weird. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to move it down to this end. We're going to rotate it around just a little bit so it's not quite sitting straight, just off center. Let's make sure we're not going into the wall. No, we should be fine. Might move forward just a little bit. And let's move it up just a little bit. Morek says 2021.1 is up and running, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. So you got the new Max version on the new PC. Sweet. Super sweet. Now I do have a candle in here that we're going to have to move, so let's get this out of the way. Now. What am I going to do here? We really don't need two candles now that we've got the radio there. Might just move the radio over a little bit. I'm not saying we couldn't have two candles, but I think it's a bit overkill. So I think what we'll do is we'll remove one of the candles. Size-wise, that should be okay. Let's just do a quick save. Let me just check that I like my handiwork and what I've done before I save it out. Yeah, it should be alright. We do need something maybe for here, but I'll have to think about that in a sec. So yes, you'll enjoy using 2021 if you've been used to using Max 2018. I found it good, and it's fast. Like the viewports are very responsive when you're moving around your model and stuff. It can handle a lot more polygons as well, models with a lot more polys. I don't actually know. I don't think there's anything I've created specifically for the mantle for the study. So what we might need to do is poach something we used in one of the other rooms. So I'm just going to go through my models here and see what we've actually got. Because there were things like that little pillar here in the corner that we did create for the bedroom, but we didn't end up using. So there might be something here that we can use. Maybe one of these vases. Because I don't think we used all the vases up in the bedroom. We made 3 and I think we used maybe 2. I know we used that one. I don't know if we used these ones. Let me just have a look at what this one is. Yeah, this will probably work, I think. I don't think we ended up using it in the bedroom, so even if we did, people are not going to notice. So maybe if we put one of these vases on the mantle. Let's scale it up. I'm going to move the candle over and move this over as well. Again, I don't want it in line with the deer head. I want to have a more of an interesting grouping. Make sure it's down on the actual mantle. We can put something in it. Morek says, we will notice. You won't notice. You won't notice. Kamal says, I love your texturing. Thank you, Kamal. Euro says, success, fresh coffee. Well, that's the way to go. I've got mine here and I'm going to have a drink right now. So we could put something in this vase. Let's see what we got to work with. Interior plants. Because that's the ones that what's missing from this room, guys. What have I put in every room that we've ever made in the building? Plants. That's right. Plants, plants, plants. So let's see if we've got anything here that might look cool. There are plants that are here that I've never used in the building. That I've made that just didn't, like there's a bamboo and stuff, but I don't think I want a bamboo there. There's this, which might be cool. I did use this in the small room that's in the main stairwell, but I only used it there, so we could probably use it again. Let's see what it looks like. That's the best way to go. I just want to sort of avoid putting tulips in there because we've used tulips a couple of times in the building already. Hellforge says, I just had my first cup of coffee since I woke up. It's the first thing I reach for. As soon as I walk into the kitchen, as soon as I wake up, I come downstairs, I head straight to the kitchen, and coffee is the first thing I do. It's such a good feeling when the mind cloud flies away and you can think again. Hellforge says, are those plants something you made or are they... No, these are ones that I made. These are not from Quixel. No. I haven't used any plants from Quixel. This is stuff that I've created, so. I generally use Speed Tree to make my plants. That should work. Might just bring them down just a little bit. Cool, they look really nice. Thanks, Hellforge. So yes, that's better. We'll have the clock. We'll have the old time radio in this room, and we'll put the gramophone in the sitting room when we move to do that room. Morag says putting a folder with scripts in the scripts folder of Max was fine, right? It should be, but remember there's two places for scripts now. There's the program files folder where Max is installed, and there's also under My Documents on your Windows computer a Max folder where you can put scripts there as well. Either or should work. Okay, so that there. Okay. I think a plant in this corner would look really cool. So we're going to bring in, I'm hoping I have a prefab made for it. Tell me I have a prefab made for it. I bet I don't have a prefab made for it, you know. I thought I did. I want those palms. I want to bring some palms in. I have this palm, but I don't know if I want to use that pot. I may have to, let's look down, because I've been told I can't leave the room, but I've got no choice because I need to find something. Let's go into the bathroom. Yeah, I might just copy one of these and bring it over. So if we duplicate this, and this is going to be interesting, getting through the building with looking down with a plant in tow. Just like real life, having to drag a big plant through a building, through your house. We're almost there. Almost there. And we're back. There we go. I think in this corner over here, this palm could look really cool. So let's put it in here. Cool. I also think a plant could look nice down here. Now, normally what I do is I put another one of these big palms here. But again, space. We don't want to block the player. The palms don't have collision, so that wouldn't be a problem. I'm just concerned the pot might block the player if it's here. It's really going to narrow up that gap. And we need to allow a certain amount of room for the player to actually get through. But I do want something green here. So what I might end up doing is I might just bring in maybe something like that in a small pot. I don't think I've got one pre-made. I'm just checking. Candles, cloth effects, fences, no. It's not in flowering. Is it foliage? I've got pots. Oh, here we go. So here are some pots. Same dealie. Like I'd really like to use something like this, which is a pot on like a pedestal. But again, I'm worried that it may block the player. It may not. Let me just have a look at the room and judge what might look cool. Morik says, yep, I'm uninstalling the install directory using the install. So yeah, I'm just trying to gauge composition here. Yeah, no, I think a plant on a pedestal, while would look cool, it's just what that's doing is making everything at the same eye level. So, you know, we have the top of the palm, we've got the radio, we've got the head and the potted plant, and we've got this thing. Having a plant here at the same level, it's starting to make things look a bit too heavy. So having a plant lower down helps to draw your eye more around the room. It's the same sort of thing when you're trying to do a composition for a piece of art. Like if you're making a render or you're doing a drawing or whatever. You want to try and balance it up. And having everything on the one level here is not balanced. So this little corner down here, just looking around the room, looks a little bit empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, what pot am I going to bring in? I think I'll bring in one of the white pots. I'll scale it up. Can't scale it too big because I don't want to block the player. And we'll move it over here. Let's bring in some soil. We'll have to scale our soil in a little bit because it's a bit big. So I might just scale a pot up just a touch more. And scale the soil in a little bit. Okay, and let's find a plant to go in there. And again, I think Android Lost says, I was about to be severely pissed because Maya did something really weird during the save. Luckily I recovered it. 2 days of work would have gone down the drain with my tears. Oh no, I know. You know, it freaks me out when I go to do a save and the program looks like it's crashed or hung. That freaks me out as well. It's sort of like you feel your heart in your throat. You think, no, don't crash. I'm just seeing if I've got something that might be better than what I have in mind. Because Phil can't remember everything he's made. It's been quite a while. And I've made quite a bit for this game. I just can't remember everything. Maybe not. And again, I've got to make sure I choose a plant that's not going to sit too high. I don't want it to go like higher than maybe there. So, and I want it to be quite green. Actually, maybe let me go back. Where are they? There's like a dog rose that I like. We have azalea bushes which are flowering as well. We've got a pink and a white version of those. Let's see if one of those will look cool. Maybe the white version. These are really used outside in the environment, but there's no reason to say we couldn't use them inside as well. It's my world, I do what I want, as Bob Ross would say. Now we are getting some of the plant is actually going inside of that column, but the player is not going to know. You'll know because I told you, but most players won't know. You see this as an animated plant as well, so it's actually a speed tree plant that is animated. Subtle movement. Which is always nice to have just a couple of plants at least moving in the building, so not everything is completely still. Healthforge says, remember to save since you've done some work now. Yes, that's a good point. I was going to save and then I sort of got distracted, didn't I? Which is easy to, let's admit it. It's easy for Phil to get distracted. Smurpery says, it's a plant that's on speed. Tweaking out of its mind. Smurpery. Morag says, by the way, Phil, can you think of a Bulgarian-made software that has really heavy impact on the CGI industry? No, not off the top of my head, I'm afraid. Bulgarian, no, I can't. Can you name one? I'm not saying there isn't one. I'm just saying I just don't really know of one. Let's do a quick save before I forget. Morag says, I indeed can, but can any of you guys guess? What could be Bulgarian made that's had a big impact on the CGI industry as far as software goes? I know a lot of stuff from the United States. I know some stuff from Russia. I know stuff from England. Can't, off the top of my head, think of something from Bulgaria, though. It's an engine. Okay, it's an engine. Not the cry engine, is it? Or are you talking about a renderer? Android Lost says, I can think of one. Helford says, I don't keep track of country of origin for the software. No, neither do I generally. I just off the top of my head, when I had to think about it and the software that I've used, I do know where the companies are located, but I generally don't think about it either. I use what's good and what I like. Morex says renderer. Is it Octane? Octane, yep. No, it's not Octane. Oh, okay. What renderer could it be? I use V-Ray, and that's not Bulgaria, I don't think. No, I can't think of a rendering engine off the top of my head that would come from Bulgaria. What's this wheel it is? I don't. Kamal says Corona is the best. Actually, you guys know I was trialing Corona for the Archery Studio. When was it? End of last year, I think it was, because we use V-Ray, and we have a lot of younger artists that join the studio that we have to train, and they just freak out when they try and use V-Ray, because V-Ray can be quite complicated. So we were trialing Corona, because Corona is like V-Ray but a cut down version of it, like an easier to use version of V-Ray. And it's very good. Corona's good. I mean, I still prefer V-Ray because I like to get in there and tweak all those settings, but new people just find V-Ray a bit intimidating, so Corona was the way to go. You ease them into using Corona. Once they're comfortable with Corona, after a year or so, then you can start working. They can work their way up to V-Ray. And V-Ray and Corona are both owned by the same company, Chaos Group. So. Euro says V-Ray in it. Morag says V-Ray. It's V-Ray? Seriously? Because I use V-Ray. The studio uses V-Ray. Wow, I did not know that. I do remember seeing a talk on YouTube given by the guy who owns Chaos Group, the guy that founded it. I didn't realise it was from Bulgaria. How about that? Man. Android Lust says, it's V-Ray. Euro says, I heard a lot of people say Corona gives more natural lighting. I find the rendering from Corona and V-Ray to be very similar. From memory, I use V-Ray. The studio, for the younger designers, they use Corona. Let me rephrase that. For the less experienced designers, not the younger necessarily, because there are some young designers who are incredibly savvy. But yeah, for the less experienced designers, Corona. But yeah, no, I haven't found much of a difference in the look of the renders between them. Having said that, I have just installed V-Ray version 5, so V-Ray Next version 5, which is the new version of V-Ray. And the renders you get from that are sweet and fast. Man, they're fast and they're lovely renders, really quick. Win-win. V-Ray 5. I can recommend it. It's great. And they do an educational license of V-Ray too, so you don't have to spend thousands of dollars. You can spend. Look, I don't know how much it is exactly, but it's like $100 or something to get an educational license to use V-Ray. Kamal says, I'm so sad about joining with V-Ray. Why? Morag says, I don't yet have V-Ray 5. I can recommend it. It's amazing. It is fast and the rendering is beautiful. I don't know what they've changed, but when you do a render in V-Ray 5, the lighting just looks really good. Really, really good and really, really fast. Kamal, you're saying you're sad that Corona joined V-Ray? Because yeah, Corona was a separate company and V-Ray Chaos Group bought Corona. So now they're all under Chaos Group. Android Lust says, I want to try Redshift or Octane one day. I've heard good things about both. People love both. But I'm just set in my ways and I like V-Ray. The studio, we use V-Ray, so it's not really up to me anyway. I use what I'm told to use. But having said that, if I had the choice, I'd still use V-Ray. Hellforge says, not sure if I've asked before, but are there any online resources or books you'd recommend for learning lighting? I haven't really found any good tutorials that explain it in any decent way. If you want to learn about lighting, I'd probably look at photography tutorials. So any tutorial on photography is probably going to give you some really good tips for lighting in rendering engines or in a real-time engine like we're using here. So that would be my suggestion, would be to look at photography tutorials, even on YouTube, because those guys talk a lot about lighting, because lighting is really important in photography as well. So yeah, off the top of my head, no, I can't recommend any off the top of my head. But yeah, I'd sort of branch into looking at photography tutorials for lighting. Yeah, Morek says, I can't think of any. I was going to suggest the same thing as Phil. Helpwood says, thank you, no problem. Kamal says, dear Phil, I must go to sleep. See you later, mate. See you as well, Kamal. Thanks for being here and popping in and saying hello. I'll be back on the 13th of July, so I'm away for the next couple of weeks, but I'm back in the middle, 13th of next month. You have a good night's sleep, and again, thanks for popping in, Kamal, and saying hello. So we have our plant here on the floor, and you see what I mean about it being drawing the eye down here. So basically, when a player enters the room, they're going to notice the mirror, they're going to notice the desk, then the plant, then the aquarium, and then finally up to the deer head. So their eye is sort of naturally going to flow around the room, as opposed to having everything on the same level. You want people to look down. Morek says, most render software use tools or settings that are similar to photography, so that usually helps a lot. Yeah, that's right. Like we use physical cameras, IES lighting, all of that sort of stuff is exactly the same as what a photographer has to deal with. So that's why it's always good to look at photography stuff to help you out. It's the same with art theory, not art theory, but color theory. Like anything to do with color theory will help you with your texturing and your lighting, because color is really important. Getting the right balance for color is really important too. So lighting is the most important thing. I've told you guys so many times, you can have a really crap looking model with really crap looking textures look absolutely amazing if you light it properly. So yeah, lighting is the most important thing. So getting a good foundation in lighting is really going to make sure that you produce some really good looking stuff, regardless of how good you are at texturing or modeling. If you light it properly, it'll look great. Android Lust says, see you, Kamal. Kamal says, bye to Android Lust. Yeah, see you later, Kamal. You have a good night's sleep. Must be close to 4 in the morning there for you now. So let me see now. I think the only other thing I might want to bring into this room is one of the candelabras. So let's look at the lights. So right throughout the building, we've got these really tall candelabras that we use for mood lighting. So what I'm going to do is, I do have a prefab made, but since I made the prefab, I've actually added light functions to a couple of the candles to make them flicker. And I don't want to have to reset that up. So I think what I might do is I might just copy one of these candelabras here. Now, is that a prefab? Can't remember. No. All right. So I'm just going to select all of my bulbs. I think I've got them all. Haven't selected anything else I should. No. And we have the candelabra, yes, so let's duplicate it. Now I'm not not completely certain I'm going to use the candelabra in this room. I'm just going to see what it looks like and how it goes. Simply because, again, we're running really short of room. I could probably put one over here. My initial idea was to have it like here. So let's see if it can fit next to this globe. I have to be careful I don't push it too close to the door because these doors open inward and they sort of stick out a little bit past the edge of the door frame. So I can't have it too close to the door frame, otherwise it'll intersect the candelabra. Or candelabra, however you want to say it. Tomato, tomato. Tomato, you know what I mean. Candelabra, candelabra. So, and again, I've got to make sure I'm not blocking this too much. So I really need to push this in as close to that globe as I possibly can to allow myself enough room for the player to move through. I think we should be okay. I don't think the player will get caught. We'll test it in a minute anyway. Alrighty. I would really like more plants in this room, but I really don't think, I don't think it's wise. I'd like some more stuff around here, but we're just going to start to run out of room. The room is just too small. It's just a study. Okay, let's turn lit mode on. Let's do a quick save and turn lit mode on and see how we're going. I think might be a good idea. So let's save all. Android Lust says lighting is also pretty difficult depending on the scene, in my opinion. It can be. The more you do it, the better and easier it gets. You know, when I do 3D work, the bit that I like the most is the lighting. I love setting up the lighting. Number one, because like I said, you can make something that looks rubbish look really good. But I love the way lighting can change a scene. The mood that you can set with lighting. I find it really pleasing. I really like working with lights. I mean, I love all 3D, don't get me wrong, but I love the lighting stage. I mean, I love the setup stage that we're doing now, but I also love the lighting stage. But it can be difficult, you're right. Morik says, by the way, I almost finished my space shuttle model. Cool! We'll check that out, actually. When you do finish it, pop it in the gallery. I see you've been putting updates in, though, it's looking sweet. Very nice. From what I can see from the front of the shuttle. Android Lust is posted in the gallery as well. Well, that's really nice, Android Lust. I love that. I will show your work just before I sign off at the end of the stream, so in about 45 minutes. I do love it though, Android Lust. It looks really nice. I love your work. Morik says, I'm now doing the hardest part. The belly of the beast. Euro says, yeah, I spent a lot of time on lighting for renders, way more time for lighting than on composing the scene. I'd probably spend, I wouldn't spend more time. Composition is really important as well to get a good looking image. I'd say they're probably even as far as importance goes. I mean, lighting is probably more important than composition, but they're both really important. I don't want to say one is more important than the other. They're both really important. I love composing the scene, and I love lighting. They're two things I really love doing. I mean, I love texturing as well, and I love modeling. I love all 3D, but particularly lighting, particularly composing a scene. Android Lust says it's slowly getting it. It's looking really good, Android Lust. Looks really cool. I love it. And I'll show it just before I sign off. And I will be showing a character today as well. Ooh, a character that Phil actually designed and rendered, but did not texture and did not model. It's a character for the game. So I'm going to show you guys the character model that you play as in the game. We did some renders of him for the Steam store page. So let's turn lit mode on and let's see what we got, shall we? Okay. Now remember, we're still in preview. We've got that preview word written everywhere because we haven't rebuilt the lighting. But what I wanted to do here was more have a look at how the lighting is going at the moment. Smurfery says, Phil also loves raving. Well, you guys know I'm a motor mouth. You can't shut me up. I do. I like to talk. Yes, I do love to rave. You are correct, Smurf. Android Lost says, can't wait to see it. Yes, I'll show you guys a 4K render of the character at the end of the stream. So I'll show you a character as well. I normally do this sort of stuff, but I'll be showing you a character. Smurfberry says, not that kind of raving. I used to rave. Yes, no, you are correct. I used to go to a lot of dance, I was into the the rave scene, yeah. Not jungle techno, but techno music and the rave scene. So yes, I've been to a lot of raves in my younger days. I haven't done that for quite a few years now. I'm a good, responsible person now. I don't do those sort of things anymore. Yes, like techno raving Euro. I used to be really big into the techno scene. So going to like warehouses in the middle of nowhere that are falling down. Yep, that used to be me. Drive to a warehouse that's sort of like disgustingly dirty and almost collapsing. They get DJs in and it's, a couple of hundred people at a rave. But I haven't done that for quite a few years now. But I used to like doing it, and I still like techno music. I like all sorts of music though, not just techno. Oh good, you posted in the Discord gallery as well, Maura. Cool. Again, I'll show these images just before I sign off for the day. Now, there's a couple of things here. Number one, we've got a fire going and there's no light being emitted from the fire. That's not right. The other thing that I'm a little concerned with is Android Lost says to Morag, this is on Discord, don't you wish you could gather references for a shuttle in real life after doing this project? The other thing I'm a little concerned with is the floor. I'm just worried it might be a little bit too shiny. I mean, I did want it shiny, but I'm just worried it's reflecting maybe a bit much. What I may do is actually put a reflection capture down, and we'll see what that does. But before we do that, we need to tackle the lighting for the fireplace. So, I also just wanted to check that the candelabra here is correct. I wanted this globe to be lit more because there was really no lighting that was lighting it properly. Even this lamp on the desk here is too far away. That's the reason I brought the candelabra in, so that the player could get a good look at the globe. Because why not? We spent all that time texturing it up, we want them to see it. But let's tackle the lighting for the fireplace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in two lights. 2-point lights. So let's bring one in. I'm going to start by changing the colour from a white to a yellow-orange. Mira says, I think my most memorable event I was at is where Pulp Play sorted for ease and whiz. A song about a rave in a field in the middle of Hampshire. And they were in the field in the middle of the Hampshire. Pulp finished their set, went off stage, and the orbital rocked on, and the 55k capacity tent was completely lit. 55,000, man, that's a big tent. Yeah, no, I have been to a dance party where there's been, I think, about 150,000 people. That wasn't techno though, that was a dance party. I think the biggest raves I've been to, probably they would have had maybe 300, 400 people, probably. Maybe 1,000, maybe. Generally they're around 300 or 400 people on. Fleshling, g'day Fleshling, how are you? It's good to see you, I hope you're doing well. Euro says it was a 24-hour event where 10 stages, okay. So yeah, our light, I just want to change the colour here to make it a little bit more orange. We're going to move that into where the fire is actually burning. We need to reduce its intensity because it's way too intense. Flethling says, great, another day in paradise. You enjoy what you do, don't you, Flethling, though? That's the most important thing. It doesn't matter what you do for a living as long as you enjoy what you're doing. I mean, yeah, again, I know a lot of us just have to work to survive. I get that. It helps if you like what you do. And I do love what I do. Flethling says, yeah, absolutely. I'm just making texture sheets today. Okay. I did look your studio up, actually, after the stream. I hadn't heard of you before. I checked you guys out. I'm pretty sure that was you yesterday that said you worked at 01. But yes, no. It does help if you like what you do. Yeah, it was you? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, it looks like you guys are working on some really cool stuff. Now I need to make... I'm just trying to remember in my mind the colour of a flame in a fireplace, and I'm pretty sure it's more of an orange. So we might just darken it up a little bit before we adjust the... make other adjustments to the intensity and stuff. So... yeah, just make it a little bit more orange. Euro says, so long as you work to live and don't live to work, it's good. That's a great motto, Euro. Great motto. Work to live and don't live to work. Euro says, depends what you throw in the fire. I guess that's true. We don't. I want to avoid making it too red because we're getting a lot of, again, we're getting a lot of ambient global radiosity, GI, a lot of reflected red from the walls because the wall paneling is a reddish wood. So I want to try and avoid going too red on the fire. Now we are getting this nice shadow happening here from the light, but I think what I might want to do is soften that shadow up a little bit. So what I'm going to do here is have a look at my settings. First things first, I'm going to change the performance tab distance to 2000, and we'll change the fade in range to 600. This is just for performance. I'm just looking through my settings to see if there's anything else I need to change here. At the moment we're set to a stationary light, which is probably going to be fine for this. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another light in a minute, but we'll concentrate on getting this one right first. We do have ray trace shadows turned on for this light, and I think I'll leave them switched on. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn distance field shadows on. And I'm also going to double check my distance field shadowing resolution or memory usage for this asset. So if I open the asset up and we come down here to our distance field, we can see at the moment it's using 0.04 megabytes. I'm going to update a bit. So let's go to, let's try 5. Wait for it to recompile. bit of a coffee while I'm waiting. I just need to make sure the resolution for the distance field shadowing is high enough that we're not going to get funny blocky looking shadows happening from our light, from our mesh. See, now that's too much. 2.3 megabytes is a bit overkill, so I'm going to knock that back. Let's try 2. 0.34 megabytes is better. I could bring it up a little bit more, but we'll have a look at this first. So I'm going to choose the light. Now we're not really going to see the effect of distance field shadows until I turn off one of the flags on the light. So, and now I'm having a problem selecting the light because of the particle effect. Let me see if I can't get in there. Stop it! This is always the problem with particles, trying to select something in the middle of a whole particle thingy. It's incredibly difficult. I don't know that I'm going to be able to. I'm going to have to try and remember what the name of that light is in my list. So it'll be one of the last point lights, I'm assuming. I'm hoping. Yes, there we go. So I'm just going to move out to where we can actually see the shadow being thrown by the grate. And I'm going to just turn off ray trace shadows for a minute. Just let me check that everything is switched on correctly. Distance field is turned on. Let me just look at the attenuation radius. And again, we want to try and avoid going too big on the attenuation radius. For performance. So I don't think the attenuation needs to be further than, let's make it 350. Just big enough to encompass the shadow. And again, I need to check. Good. Turn off ray trace shadows. I'm just wondering why I'm losing my shadowing. Let's change the source radius. No, we don't need to change that. Generally, what happens if the shadows disappear, it's probably because the resolution of the distance field shadow is not high enough. Generally, that's the problem. Let's make sure we have everything switched on. So we're casting static, casting dynamic. Why are you not casting a shadow? Oh, the joys of games development. We might just have a look at the resolution again on this mesh. We're at 0.34. I'm going to bring it up to 3. See, now we're at 1.06 megabytes. And that hasn't really made an effect, so I'm going to bring it back to 2. I'm just trying to work out exactly what's causing the issue with the shadows disappearing. What could that be? Remember to save. Fleshling says, "Are you guys a large team?" No, we're not a super large team. The game studio at the moment, like I work for an ArchViz studio, and I also work for a game studio. The ArchViz studio is quite large, well, largish. The game studio though is also like a design studio, so it's a game studio and design studio. And so we're broken up into different teams in that place. So no, not overly large. But a good small group of guys. Healthboard says, remember to save. Yes, that's a good point. Let's do a quick save. While I try and work out why my shadows are disappearing. There's got to be something I'm forgetting. What am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? What? Are they not coming up? Why is that, I wonder? Hellforge is just listed to link to Discord and Steam, but they don't seem to be coming up. It's not coming up for me either. Must be something. I think Nightbot might be down. Yeah, actually, I bet your Nightbot is down. The reason I haven't seen the messages, because you know how it spams my chat with links to my model sites and all that sort of stuff. Let me just check that, actually. I'm just going to... it's not the one I want. I'm just going to open up Chrome and log into my Nightbot account. Just to see if Nightbot is still functioning. I think I need to reauthorize, that's probably the problem. Twitch made a lot of changes behind the scenes, and when Twitch do that, then you generally have to reauthorize all your apps like Nightbot, Steam Labs, all that sort of stuff. Let's try it now. There we go. That's a link to the Steam store page where you can wishlist this game I'm working on now. Morek says, geez, you can composite directly in V-Ray image view. Yes, that's right, V-Ray 5, you can do compositing in V-Ray. You can actually change the lighting on the fly in V-Ray 5, which is really sweet. It's something that's been available in Eon View, which is what I use to do my environment rendering. You've been able to do that for years in that program, but it's a new function, a new thing you can do in V-Ray now is actually adjust the lighting on the fly after you've rendered the image. Nightbot was asleep, Android Lost, that's right. So come on now, why are you not doing what I want you to do? You tell me why you're not... It's not casting a shadow. Why is that? Why are you not cast shadow? Not the attenuation, it's not the source radius. It's set to be stationary, so it still should be fine. Look, I'm going to switch it to movable just for the moment so I can try and work out what's going on. Shouldn't need ray trace shadows on.
You say it's all my fault, I walked away from it all those memories haunting our fault.
You know, that's interesting. When I turn distance filled shadows on is actually when we lose the shadow. Let's It's okay. You can work around it. I need to bring my grape down because actually no, it is sitting on the ground. Yeah, no, it's fine. Basically what I'm trying to do here is there's no point using a ray trace shadow unless you really need to use a ray trace shadow. You don't want to fill your entire level with ray trace shadows because you're going to start to slow the engine right down. So anytime we can not use a ray trace shadow, then it's better. You selectively pick where you want ray trace shadows. Don't just make all your lights ray trace shadows. Morak says, I will wait a bit before moving to V-Ray 5. Yeah, well, fair enough. But I do like V-Ray 5, I have to admit. It's sweet. And yeah, you can do real-time adjustments to the light after the fact. So you can render like a day scene, and you can convert that day scene into a night or an evening scene without having to re-render the image. It's really cool. But that's been available in Eon View for many years now already. So Fletchling says it's very breezy in that room. Burn is going wild. Are you talking about the palm here? I don't think it's going wild. You're going to get a draft happening through here. It's quite a high ceiling room. I don't think it's blowing a gale though. I have a palm sitting over there behind me, and when the windows open, which is not because we're in winter, palm leaves, they might not probably move quite that much, but I don't think it looks odd. That's the same palm that we've used right throughout the building, so it should be fine. Now I'm going to just play with this light a little bit more. So yeah, what I've done is I've turned ray trace shadows off for this. I'm not saying I won't turn them back on. But it is better if we can try and avoid using too many ray trace shadows. But I just want to play with a couple of these things a little bit. I'd really like to know why my distance field shadows are not shadowing. Quite strange. I might move this. I'm going to change this light back to being. We might even make it static. Hellforge says the globe with the Earth map on it, is that quads all over, or does it have tries at the top and the bottom? It is. Everything you see in the engine is tri. There are no quads in a game engine at the moment. Everything you use has to be tris. So every piece of geometry is triangulated. There are no quads. Because the minute you import a model into a game engine or rasterization engine, it converts quads to tris. So they're all tries. Everywhere. So now I'm just going to make sure that the intensity of this light is correct for the fireplace. I'm just trying to decide too whether I want to make it more orange-red. Probably not. No. But we don't want to flood the room orange. There's already a lot of red in the room. And with global illumination, which we are using or will when I go into Plane Editor, it's going to reflect a lot of red anyway. Morek says, okay, let's see how fast my test space scene renders. Android Lost says to Morek, GPU or CPU? Helford says, the reason why I asked is because the base primitive sphere in Blender has tries at the top and bottom, but I've seen enough video with people shouting about the importance of having quads on the top and the bottom instead of tries. Oh, okay. I can't remember. I don't think there were quads on the top and the bottom. I think it was tries when it was created in Max. Yeah. No, I mean, I think it was tries. I don't think it was quads in Max. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I put it together, but I'm pretty sure it was tries. Morek says CPU, answering Android Lust's question about GPU or CPU render. Smurfberry says all the defaults, because Morek's using that 3950X. I mean, man, that's going to just steam through any render. Smurfberry says all the default spheres in most of the modeling programs have a triangle pole at the top and the bottom. Yeah. Morek says I'm not used to having that many buckets moving on my screen. Oh, it must be sweet to see all these buckets moving around. That would be so sweet. I know, because when I do use V-Ray, I network my PCs together, so you get them all working at the same time. And that's always cool to see. Smurfberry says you generally have to make a specific choice to make a quad sphere. I believe in Max, in 3D Studio Max, you have two options. There's a sphere which is tried, and then there's another sphere option which I think is quads. So Max do give you the option of either or, if you do want to make a sphere that's quad or tri. I'm pretty sure that that's in Max, built into Max. I'm sure it is because I've used it. But generally it's tries. Smurfberry says, and quad spheres generally have a different, more annoying UV layout. That's true. Nerves Master Race, no triangle pole. Euro says in Max, I just make a cube and turbo smooth it to 2 to 3 levels and done. Yeah, well, there you go. Although there is a specific sphere that you can add, like the box and stuff. But yeah, that's another option. Use a cube and then smooth it. So now I have to decide if I want this to make any adjustments to this light. I don't think I'll change the color. Like I said, I want to avoid making this room look too red. But we do have a fire going and we've got a steady light, and that always looks weird. So I think there's a couple of things I can do. Let me just think of what's the best thing to do. I think I'm going to have to duplicate the light so I can add a light function. So I'm going to duplicate it. We're probably going to have to adjust the intensity a little bit because we're going to have two lights now. So if I duplicate the light, just move one off to the side a little bit. Actually, no, we'll keep it exactly where it is. Now I can actually add a light function. So I'm going to go into... I just can't remember where I put my light functions. The easiest way for me to find it's probably going to be to look at the function we're using for the light in the corner there. So let's Let's grab that light function. Well, let's go to where that light function is. Okay. Now let's go back to our fireplace. Find our point light and choose a function. Now the sconces light function is the one we're using up here in the corner, so we don't want to use that. I've got 3 A, B and C candle flickers, and the candle flicker will be good for the fireplace as well. So I could basically choose any of those. I do want to try and avoid using one that's being used on these candles though. So let's just use flicker A. Why not? I'll know pretty quickly if it's the same one or not. I just need to make sure to add a light function, the light has to be set to movable. Yeah, I don't think stationary works. I'm just going to check. I can't quite remember. No, we can set it to stationary. So let's try stationary. So I don't know if you guys can notice it. What I'm going to actually do, I think, is I'm going to select the first light we placed in the fireplace. I'm just going to drop back the brightness a little bit. Now that we've got 2 lights in there. So instead of 1.53 on the intensity in candles, we're going to go, let's try 1.0. Just so that we can, and if we look at the fireplace after a period of time, we should be able to notice a bit of a flicker happening, which is sort of simulating the flame. I may have to knock back the intensity a little bit more. And again, this is all randomized, so the flicker doesn't happen in any set pattern. It's random whether it works, whether it's going off or not. So I've got to sit here and stare at it and wait for it to actually start to flicker to tell. Android Lost says the smoke very alright. Helpful says, yeah, that's the 2 ways I know how to do it in Blender. Either add a primitive sphere with tripoles or cube and add a few levels of subdivision surface for the crisp roundness with quad poles. Android Lost says, I was wondering if you were going to add a flicker to the fire. I figured you would. Yes, I would. I'm just waiting to sort of like have a look at it to see if the flicker is too much or not enough. Morik says 5 minutes 41 seconds for a full HD image. My GPU does it in 8 minutes and 8 to 10 minutes, I believe. Wow. So the CPU is doing it faster than the GPU, and I think you said you have a 1080, don't you? Or 1080 Ti even, maybe. That's pretty sweet. Hellford says plenty of time to drink some coffee. Euro says posted the 3-way types in the gallery. Yes, Euro has posted in the gallery the 3 different types of geospheres. Geosphere, sphere and cube sphere. $1080 Ti, I thought that's what you said, Morik, yeah. So yeah, I'm just waiting, looking at this fire to gauge whether... no, I think that's... We want a subtle flicker. We don't want it to be like a candle flicker. It's a large fire. So you're not going to get a lot of variation between light and dark in the flickering, because there's always going to be some flame that's going to be emitting light. So we want a subtle flicker in the fireplace. I'm just going to pull back so we can get a better overview of the room. How are we going for time? Okay. Second favourite! It's good to see you, second favourite. How are you? It's looking great, Phil. Thank you, second favourite. I'll play an editor in a minute because ray tracing doesn't get switched on until the actual editor starts to play. So I'll do that soon. I just need to add a couple of more things. Android Lost says, I would love it if my CPU rendered faster than my GPU. I would too. Hellford says, those are some nice spheres, Euro. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go into unlit mode. And I'm going to jump outside, even though I've been told I really can't leave the room, because I want to grab this particle effect for the candles. So I'm just going to duplicate that. And we're going to bring that inside of the study. It's just easier for me to do this than look through my list here to try and find the particle effect. So we have a candle up here, and I think having the candle lit will be cool. So we're going to bring the candle flame in. Now it's difficult to see while the billboard is in the way there, but if we sort of position our candle flame correctly, I'm going to duplicate it one more time because we also have a candle on the desk that I want to be lit. Just got to make sure I get it in the right spot. Okay. Now, Ura says the third one is the one people keep saying is the best type. He's talking about the spears in the Discord image there. Since it's all quads, Hellforge says, yeah, that's what I hear as well. Android Love says UE4, all three spheres have its uses. Morag says, V-Ray always forced CPUs more, I believe, but if I try cycles, there's no way I can beat a GPU. Well, V-Ray can actually use both your CPU and your GPU at the same time. Not only that, V-Ray can also use the GPU and CPU from any other network machine you have connected to it. So V-Ray's networking is amazing, but you can use both. You can set it to use your CPU and your GPU as well. Euro says, yeah, to Android loves them. A ball is a ball to me. Okay, so we have the particle effect, which is cool, but the particle effect, again, does not have any lighting. So I'm just going to, again, jump out here and grab a copy of this light. Oh dear. What did I do? What did you do, Phil? What did you do? Did I delete it instead of duplicate it? I bet you I did. There we go. Let's bring that into the study as well. Let's start with the one on the desk, I think. I just want to place it sort of over the candle. Let's go back into lit mode so we can better see what's going on. And I'm going to reduce the intensity of this quite a bit. Android Lost says to Marek, I wish all renderers use GPU and CPU. Too bad Alan's GPU renderer is still beta. Helpwood says, how did the ivory fangs turn out on the box on the desk? The ivory fangs weren't for the desk. They were for the, by jumping into our study here, which we actually haven't placed yet. They were for the mirror. So, yeah, we added the ivory fangs here on the mirror. It was for the snake mirror. They turned out okay. So yeah, the actual box itself, we didn't use the snakes on the box. Don't have fangs; they're just serpent heads. Yeah, the mirror. That's right. Helpwood says all snakes look the same to me. Okay, so we have our light there. We're just going to duplicate it one more time so I can put it above the one on the fireplace mantle. So let's duplicate it and move it up here. Make sure we're in the right spot. Okay, candles, particles, that's all fine. And again, remember that the preview writing here will disappear once I do a rebuild on the lighting. That's because we're using static lighting. Morag says, all in all, I don't know how to feel about this upgrade. I mean, it's absolutely great. However, I'm scared of myself at the moment. Will I be productive enough? Will it stay functional for a long? Did I choose the right motherboard? Even though I researched a lot about it, mostly will I keep the promise to myself that I'll do the work on this thing? Well, it's good motivation. You know, you spend a lot of money on it. That motivates you to keep doing work. At least it does me. I look at my bank balance and I think, shit, I have to do some work. Yeah. But I love buying computer equipment. I love the thrill of the buzz. You know, the buzz you get when you buy new tech. I love that. Love it. Addicted to new technology. I'm just going to. I'm going to do a quick save. We're going to do a play in editor because I want to see what it looks like when the ray tracing gets switched on. So after it's finished saving, I'll do a play in editor. We want to make sure we can move through the room as well. Make sure we're not going to get stuck on anything. Come on, you can do it. And Yuri says, one thing I noticed when I went from 4-core 8 thread to 12-core 24 thread was being able to do many things at the same time without the computer chugging along. It's quite liberating. Oh, more cores is always sweet. Helpwood says, I'm not sure if I agree on that. I thought I'll play a lot more when I buy a new guitar. So I dropped 1,200 quid on a Gibson Explorer and EMG 8185 pickups. Played for maybe a month back in 2012 before I hung it up and let it collect dust. Aww. Yeah, but a computer's different though. I'm sure you'll use it more, Ag. Don't worry. And I enjoy buying computer bits, upgrading my PC just because I'm weird and I like putting it all together and building it. That's half the fun. Half the fun of using a PC. Well, that's good. We're not getting stuck on anything, so that's always helpful. Looks like my lid here might be just off-centered, so I'm going to have to fix that. Am I getting caught on something? It looks like I might be getting stuck on something, just coming through here. What I might do is I might move the desk over just a touch. Hang on, let me read the chat. Get into a position here I can leave the camera. Smurfery says, but how can I uninstall internet? Flashling says, working in the games industry has destroyed games for me. Morally, yeah, look, I don't play as many games as I used to since I started when I was doing work in the games industry. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I'm the same. I mean, I still do play games, don't get me wrong. I don't get a lot of time to play games anymore either. Not like when I was younger. But I still do. When I get time, I play games. But working in the industry certainly can destroy wanting to play games. I get that. Particularly when you're in crunch and stuff. You think back and, yeah. I get it, Leslie. Morag says, maybe did the same thing, but with Washburn guitar. Hero says to Smurper, you need to download more RAM to be able to do that. Right. You guys, download more RAM so you can uninstall the internet. Very funny. Hellforge says, I thought about doing that Android Lust, but at the same time, I'm trying to learn how to make game assets. So I open various games to look at the assets to figure out which parts are geometry and which parts are baked. Yeah, and I'm the same when I'm playing a game. I like to actually... Half the time I'm wandering around looking at the texturing and the design and all that sort of stuff, as opposed to actually playing the game. So yeah, I do that too in games. Hellforge says, did they even have computer games back in 1743? Oh, you know, you want a Phil slap? I'll give you a Phil slap. Is that supposed to be some go at my age? So we've got two problems, like I said. We've got, I seem to be getting a little caught here. Although I got through okay then. Let me just, yeah, I think it might be catching on that. Yeah. So I think what I might need to do is, I'm just going to see how much room I've got on this side. We've got quite a bit of room on this side, so I might just push the desk over a little bit. My apologies for that really annoying noise you hear. The sound effect coming off of those sparks. We'll stand over here. Less annoying. Yeah, I'm getting. It's that pot that's causing it. Just want to check our little froggies. Let's crouch down. Euro says, sweet smell of victory as I hit the bake button and watch my GPU usage shoot to 100%. Hellforge says, I think the smell might be bad plastic. Euro says, I hope not, liquid cooling. Hellforge says, drop some tea leaves in that and you got a cuppa. Fletchling says, you should have a look at Surfer Designs on YouTube for some sweet terrariums. I'd like to have a terrarium in my house, but I don't want to clean it. I'm too lazy. But I'd like a terrarium or vivarium. Yeah, we're getting caught here, so I'm going to have to look at removing collision, I think, on that pot. I think that's what's causing the collision. And we might even move the desk over just a little bit. But aside from that, I think our room is pretty much complete. I don't think there's anything else I need to add to it. I think we've got a balanced looking scene. Yeah, I think we should be okay. Just wondering if I need another candelabra over here. I don't know. Yeah, not sure. Let's stop that. And I'm just going to turn off the DLSS. Let me just find where it is. Come on, where are you? Wow. I just can't remember the name of the command to turn it off, so I have to look for when it re-engaged. Actually, I can probably find it through. I'll do it through the blueprint. It'll be easier. I'm going to open the level blueprint. And just find where I enable that. God, come on. Because it slows the engine down unnecessarily if it's switched on. It's this one here. I'm just going to turn DLSS off. There we go. Okay, again, let's just make sure we've saved everything. I thought about it. Euro's asking if I'm going to put a bird skeleton in the cage. Yeah, I did think about it, Euro. Sorry, Fleshling says, no, vivarium. It's another word for a terrarium. Vivarium. It's generally something that you put reptiles in, and then it's called a vivarium. And there are frogs in that one. But terrarium, vivarium, aquarium, they're all pretty much the same thing. Hellforge said, still not as much node spaghetti as most substance designer projects I've seen with those blueprints. No, that's just a level blueprint. That's nothing to do with normal. Like if I was to open up one of the blueprints for the interactive box or something, that's pretty spaghetti. But that's the level blueprint, so that's just blueprint code that plays when the level begin play. Euro says a glass tank with things in it. That's right, a glass tank with things in it. Good way to put it. Yeah, I think we're pretty much finished with this. There might be a couple of things I just want to look at, but I'll do that when I get back from break. But I think what we're going to do is, after I come back from break in 2 weeks' time, we're going to start working on the attic for the bedroom. We'll be leaving the study now that it's pretty much done, and we'll be moving up to the attic, to doing the attic. But before I do that, I just want to show your work, and I want to show the character that you'll be playing in the game. Like you probably saw your feet and your body when I looked down. The person that you will be playing in the game is this gentleman here. So Aloysius Abadir, I think is his name. So you play as Aloysius, and that's what you look like. So you take on the role of him, as you search for the estate and search through the manor. So yeah, I did the character design and I did the character render that you see here. This is rendered in V-Ray, but the character artist did the actual texturing and the modeling of the character. I didn't do that. No sick beard, 0 out of 10. No sick beard. Pretty sick looking moustache though. You have the same background, Fleshling? It's a cool background. Smurpery says, sweet hat. That's right. He's typically English. Because remember, Mr. Barrett, the house that whose house we're wandering through was an English guy. So we had to make him look suitably English. So I decided to give him that mo and the specs and the hat, because the hat was important. And the gloves as well. I wanted him to have gloves. Style points for the stash. Thank you, Hellforge. And the hat. Morik says, reminds me of the Italian guy from Euro Trip the movie. Dear. So I want to look at the stuff that you guys have made now, though. That you posted in the gallery. So we're going to start with Morag's space shuttle. Pardon me. Let me just open up Explorer and paste that link in. Looking really sweet. Nice. Yeah, no, it's looking really good, Morag. I know you posted others, so I will come back to you, Android Dust. I'm just going to, we'll do Morag and then we'll do you. I just want to look at the other images Morag's posted for the shuttle. Nice. And I'm just going to grab the third one. I'm just going to mute my mic while I cough, guys. Sorry about that. No, it's looking really cool, Maury. Really nice. You're doing a sweet job. You're going to texture it up as well, aren't you? Because it's going to look really cool. Yeah, really nice work. Yeah, it's looking cool. Beautiful work. It's going to look awesome once you texture it up. And I'm glad you're still working on it, because Morag was not sure if he's going to keep working on it, but I'm glad you are. It's important to keep working on this stuff. Okay, and Morag did do a test render of a satellite that he was working on. I remember this satellite from before. Really sweet. I love the earth in the background. This is a test render Morag's done. Is this the scene that you said took 5 minutes? That's pretty good. Satellite looks sweet too. Yuri says, I made 3 balls. Yes, I'll show. Do you really want me to show your 3 balls? I'll show your 3 balls on Yuri if you really want. Yes, well, Fleshling, don't post the ArtStation link in Twitch chat, but post it in Discord. So you can either post it under the gallery or post it in the general chat on the Discord, but don't post it in Twitch chat. Only subs can post in my Twitch chat. You'll get timed out. But if you want to join the Discord server, you can click that link. There's actually a section on the Discord there called Folios and Demo Reels. So if you want to link to your ArtStation or your website or whatever, you can post there as well. So, but feel free to do it on the Discord. Just don't do it on Twitch chat unless you're a sub. Because I love looking at the work you guys are making. If you want to look at my ArtStation, you can go to phildoes3d.com and find out. You can look at my work there on my website or on my ArtStation. And I'm going to look now at... Oh, this is cool. Wow, what resolution... I think it's zoomed in. That looks sweet. I love it. Love it, Android Lust. Always beautiful work. Beautiful, beautiful work. Again, great silhouette. Great pose. Lovely looking character. I love the composition as well. Beautiful work. You must have the most amazing looking portfolio now, dude. You've done so much great looking character work. And really nice renders as well. So we've got some depth of field going on, which is really sweet. In the background. And the duck. With a little bandana around its neck. It's very cute. Beautiful work. Really lovely. Yeah, even down to like the sandal coming away from her foot because she's lifted it up. Nice little details that really look great. Yeah, it looks beautiful. No, you're good. You don't want me to show your balls? You're okay. You're still making a model at the moment, Euro says? Oh, you don't have permission on the Discord. Okay. Just let me see what's going. Okay. Let me have a look here. You have the member role. All good now, good. Yeah, when you first join the Discord server, there's like a 20-minute cooldown, but that's just to stop spam. Like, you know, spam bots and stuff. So when you first join the Discord, you can't post for about 20 minutes, but then the bot will kick in or one of the mods will, and they'll make you a member so you can post. But let me know if it's all good now, then that's cool. You can post your link to your art station. So yeah, like I said, you can post under the Folio's demo reels for your art station, and you have, which is good. Hugh, you sound okay. You don't mind if I show your art station here on the stream, do you? Let me know if you don't want me to. I'm just curious. I want to check it out, and I don't mind doing it on stream. No, cool. Beautiful work, though Android Lust, as usual. Beautiful. I love it. It looks so good. I like the grass too, actually. The grass looks really cool. But yeah, really lovely work. I love her hair as well, actually. What you've done with the hair. It looks really nice. And let's look at Hugh's stuff. It's a cool looking tower. Nice modelling too. Yeah. Really nice modelling and texturing work. Sweet. It's very nicely done as well, nicely textured and modelled. And that's really interesting. A potion. Again, I like the design of the bottle. But that's very cool. I like the painterly sort of texturing work as well. It's nicely done. I like the background too you've chosen for the beauty renders. It's really cool. That's nice too. Again, we've got depth of field going on, which is cool. I like the design, the composite, the design of the image. That's beautiful. I love that. Really nice. And the breakdown here of the different assets for the scene. Yeah, it looks really cool. What are you rendering these in? What is this rendered in here, Fletling? Very pretty. I'm just curious as to whether you're using a particular 3D program, a particular renderer. Oh, that one was Redshift for Maya. Okay, so we're using Maya and Redshift. Yeah, it's a beautiful image, really lovely. I like the lighting as well, like the way you've lit it. It's really cool. And this is more of a painterly type texturing work. Again, really nicely done. I like the modelling as well. These bent bars on these statues, it looks really cool. Yeah, that's lovely. And again, nice use of colour and lighting as well. Sweet stuff it is, it's very sweet. Got some lovely work. Yeah, again, beautiful. Yeah, really nice. I love this sort of imagery as well. Anything gothic-y looking. This is cool. They look great. Again, very cool looking model. I love the model. It looks great. I'm just running short of time now, so I'm just going to have to get through them. I love that. That's great as well. That's also very nicely done. Sunglasses, the Ray-Bans. I might have to just stop there, I think. I've got some stuff I have to do for the Arts Biz studio, so I am going to have to go. But I love the work. The work looks really cool. You guys really should check out the rest of Flethling's work on the ArtStation. He's posted a link to his ArtStation in the Discord server. So join the Discord server and check it out. I do want to thank you guys, though, for hanging out with me and being here and for watching. Now, I am away now for 2 weeks. I come back on the 13th of July. So no stream next week or the week after, but I'm back the week after that. Not too long, only a couple of weeks. I've got to go away and de-stress in that cabin in the middle of nowhere where there's no technology. But I want you guys to stay happy, healthy and safe, because you know what's going on in the world with the human malware. You're quite welcome. Thank you for letting me show your work. Fletling, Morak and Android Lust. It's all really lovely work as usual, particularly from Android Lust. He always does great stuff, but you've all done really nice work. Yes, so you guys take care, stay healthy. I'll be back in 2 weeks' time on the 13th of July. Remember, if you want a reminder, you can follow me on Twitter at PhilDoes3D to get a reminder that way, because I'll post when I get back on my Twitter account. Or you can follow the channel PhilDoes3D here on Twitch and get a reminder that way when I'm back streaming again, which is only going to be 2 weeks. I'm only gone for 2 weeks, guys. I do want to thank David for the follow, so thank you very much, David, for following PhilDoes3D, and welcome to the channel. Yes, I'll be back in 2 weeks' time, and we'll pick up where we left off, and we're probably going to move to working on the study now that we've done the attic. Now that we've finished the study in the game. So yes, thank you. Then Hellforge, there is the game that you see me working on that you can wishlist now on Steam. You guys have a good week and the rest of the week and weekend, and I will see you all in 2 weeks' time. See you guys.